College basketball is back. It's the first week of a brand new season and an interesting non-conference matchup here tonight at Redbird Arena as Belmont, the favorite in the Ohio Valley Conference, pays a visit to Illinois State of the Missouri Valley Conference. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Redbird Arena and to Illinois State basketball on ESPN+. Alongside former Redbird assistant coach Bob Morris, I'm Kurt Pegler. Let's jump right into the impact players for tonight's game. Nick Muszynski was last year's OVC Freshman of the Year, one of the top freshmen in the entire country. The Bruins expect bigger things out of him as a sophomore.
Well, Kurt, as our viewers can see of his stat line on the screen there, he's an impact player. And when you're a freshman and you come on campus and you make that kind of impact immediately, you're going to be heard about for the next 3 years. Basketball Times, one of the most respected publications in the country, had him picked on the freshman All-American team last year. He will be considered the Player of the Year candidate in the Ohio Valley. He deserves all the accolades he's getting.
Illinois State will have a new look this year. They graduated 4 of their 5 starters from last year. The only returning starter is senior guard Zach Copeland.
Zach Copeland, I've had a chance to watch the Redbirds play in practice the last couple of days. He brings a whole new dimension to his game this year. He's matured on the court as a player, and I think that brings a dimension that the Redbirds will need. He helps his teammates in a way that he didn't know how to last year. He dishes the ball, obviously, but he's very encouraging. He shows leadership that wasn't with him last year as part of his game.
Redbird Arena is rocking here now as we're ready for the opening tip. Illinois State's home opener against Belmont. And tonight's starting lineup brought to you by Country Financial. Take simple steps at countryfinancial.com/simple steps. There's Nick Muszynski, the sophomore starter now for the Bruins. Again, the OVC Freshman of the Year. Run the offense through that guy. Grayson Murphy, by the way, point guard, outstanding point guard, 14th in the country last year in assists per game, 6.5 per game. Dan Muller in his 8th season, ready to unleash his Redbirds, who will start a bunch of new faces. Ricky Torres, Keith Fisher, and J.C. Hillsman are 3 transfers in the starting 5, and Ray Adowu gets his first career start tonight.
You better believe there's some nerves running through that young man's veins right now.
Redbirds will be in their home white jerseys with red numbers and red trim. Belmont road dark jerseys, white numbering, white trim. Jeb Hartness, Mike O'Neill, Bobby Daw, the officials working tonight's game here at Redbird Arena. And we are underway here, the 2019-2020 season, and glad you're alongside here on ESPN+. Illinois State and Belmont. The Bruins have the first possession of the night. This is Muszynski now. Skip pass across the top of the defense. Murphy penetrate and kick. Pump fake. That's Benkert's 3. It's missed. It's cleared by Illinois State's Keith Fisher. Transfer from San Jose State. A pair of San Jose State transfers in the starting 5 here. Hillsman is the other.
You're going to see Belmont playing man-to-man primarily the entire ball game. That is their belief. That's what they've done for years. Coach Alexander's not going to change it.
That's Fisher working his way down low and scoring his first career points as a Redbird. Sat out all of last year as a transfer, and now it's Zach Copeland with a steal. He was second on the team in steals a year ago. In transition, Hillsman's going to kick out. Here's Torres from the corner. His 3 is in.
You couldn't have written the script any better for the Redbirds, Kurt. They needed a quick, fast start in order to get off the nerves, and they've gotten that.
Yeah, the Redbirds showed a lot of nerves in their exhibition game, but have come out on fire. 2 for 2 in their first 2 offensive possessions, and now a 3 from the corner is in. That's Adam Kunkel. He shot the 3 ball at a 28% clip a year ago.
Well, that's what Belmont does. They shoot 3s. They're not a 2-point or a long 2-point shooting squad. They're going to shoot layups. They're going to shoot 3s.
Redbirds go inside, a little pump fake, and missed shot tipped in. It's Adowu. Redbirds are going to be warned for a delay of game, it appears, as that ball went through the net. But how about the Redbirds? 3 possessions, 3 buckets. Take a look at the first-year head coach, Casey Alexander, It's his first year at his alma mater, but he's very familiar, obviously, with Belmont. Played there from 91 to 95. He's in the Belmont Hall of Fame class of 05. The last 6 years, he was the head coach at Lipscomb, but a 16-year assistant coach. This guy bleeds Belmont Bruin.
There's no doubt he does. He's, you know, when people wondered if it's going to be a difficult transition since Redbird had been there so long, no, not by bringing in Coach Alexander. Nothing's changing drastically.
Muzinski hits his first shot of the night. Nice little jump shot, little jump hook.
At a luncheon today, Coach Alexander made the comment about Muzinski as being one of the most intelligent players he's ever coached or been around. And he says every day he brings something new and different to practice that dazzles him.
Torres, the miss is cleared by Tyler Scanlon. He's the grad transfer from Boston U, the first grad transfer in the history of Belmont. They don't have a lot of transfer traffic with the Bruins. Adobu put the ball down. He hit it stripped. It's a steal, so a turnover. It was Grayson Murphy who went down and picked his pocket. Now back in transition. Benkirk open, and he knocked it down. So after his first miss, Michael Benkirk knocks down that three. He shot it at 35% from beyond the arc. Last year, Belmont has his first lead of the night.
When you get penetration that Belmont is looking to get on every possession, they get dribble penetration and they're looking to kick it out. They want to get ball movement through floor spacing. That ball movement becomes readily available, and then they're going to fire threes. They're a good shooting team. They always have been.
4 on the shot clock, so Fisher, who's not really a three-point threat, had to take that one. The shot clock was winding down. Belmont with good defense. How about a three from the big man from the other side? It's going to be Scanlon's three, but it's a long rebound, and Belmont's going to have another offensive possession.
There's something else Belmont loves to do. Back cut.
Muzinski in traffic, missed the shot. Good defense. Redbirds contested that. It was Adobu who did that. Now back in transition. It's Copeland. His three is in rhythm, but he missed it. Had a good look, couldn't knock it down.
You made mention of Adobu playing good defense right there. He certainly did, and he's got his hands full tonight with who he's guarding. Nick Muzinski, or as all his teammates and everybody on campus at Belmont refers to him as Moose, he is quite acrobatic, as you just see right there, as he goes underneath the rim, back up and under. Didn't get the shot, but created an opportunity for a teammate to get a tip in.
That's Murphy who tipped it in. He had 13 points, 8 rebounds, and 10 assists against Illinois State when they met. These two teams played last year in Nashville. That game was won by Belmont 100-89, the only previous meeting between these two schools. Copeland, a little stutter step and a kick out. Torres going to try again. He just missed a three from that spot, but hit that one.
Great find right there. Good ball movement. Again, as I had described Belmont, the Redbirds of Illinois State right here get dribble penetration and a kick out to a wide open shooter.
Ricky Torres is the Wichita State transfer, 24 years old, oldest member of the Redbirds. Muzinski, good footwork, he spins and scores on Adobu.
If he gets the ball on the low block rather than the defense forcing him out to 5, 7, 8 feet, you can't stop him if he gets it on the low block. You just saw what happens right there. He's too good.
Yeah, he was a 15-point and nearly 6-rebound guy a year ago.
And shot 60% in the process.
Fisher, the offensive rebound, and he's fouled.
No, going the other way.
No, I guess it is going to go the other way. And we've got a timeout on the floor, our first one of the night. Good start to this one, up and down action. Torres has a couple of threes. Belmont leads the Redbirds 12-10.
Car shopping is all about the reason.
Belmont 12, Illinois State 10. Early going here for the season opener at Redbird Arena. Dan Muller in his 8th season has a really different looking team. 4 upperclassmen transfers, new coaching staff, picked 7th in the Missouri Valley Conference preseason poll. That's the lowest the Redbirds have been picked in a very, very long time. As we mentioned at the top of the broadcast, only 1 returning starter, and that's senior Zach Copeland. So this is a team that was 17-16 a year ago. By all measures, a disappointing year. The Redbirds were expected to contend for a Valley championship, and just a different looking squad this year.
That they are. They're a completely different team. And as I mentioned in the pregame that I I have attended a few of their practices recently. The entire atmosphere and environment when you walk into the practice gym is completely different this year. It's one of attention. There's everybody is on the same page. There's focus happening. It's a joy to walk into their practice sessions right now.
And new Redbirds on the floor right now. Dedrick Boyd, who's a transfer from Eastern Kentucky. DJ Horn, a freshman, is in the game. And for the first time, we're seeing 6'9" freshman Abdu Jai.
DJ Horn is one everybody I think should keep an eye on. As a freshman, he's going to have his ups, his downs, and there's no question about it. But I think that young man has unlimited ability. It's untapped, and I think it's about to be released this season. Once he gets comfortable with the college game, he is going to, I think, light some people up.
Shot clock winding down, and the shot is missed. The Redbirds cleared. New players on the floor, too, for Belmont. Ben Shepard's on the floor for the first time. Caleb Hollander has checked in as well. So some new bodies, and also Nick Hopkins, a junior from Fayetteville High School in Tennessee. So each team makes 3 substitutions at the first media timeout, and now a steal, a second one of the night for Grayson Murphy, but the Redbirds recover. Now it's Boyd. His 3 is in. The Redbirds have made 3 3-point shots here in the first 7 minutes.
And we've heard Coach Muller talk about this team is going to be more of a 3-point shooting team. There isn't a prolific inside post player. So they're offensively speaking. So they're going to look to get shots. They're going to drive and dish.
Let's take a look at the keys for tonight's game. We mentioned Belmont likes to score. They go up and down the floor. The Redbirds are certainly going to have to play some defense. What are the keys here tonight, Bob?
Well, spacing and ball movement for Belmont. They do it so well, particularly out of transition. They find the open man, end in half court, and they got to defend without fouling. You can't get up and down the floor if your opponent spends all night at the foul line. For the Redbirds, they've got to limit their turnovers and not give Belmont easy buckets by turning the ball over at midcourt. And they've got to defend the transition of Belmont. Belmont loves to get out and go. No, everybody knows that. You better be ready to strap it on defensively.
Hollander's shot was blocked. It was Jai that got a piece of it as the shot clock was winding down. Another good defensive set for the Redbirds. Copeland penetrates. Had his shot blocked. Block on one end, block on the other. Kunkel leaves for a 3-ball, and that's knocked down by Hopkins. He's instant offense. That's what the Bruins call this guy. He steps on the floor and immediately knocks down a 3.
And right there's a perfect example. Copeland was laying on the floor when he took his shot, got it blocked, fell down, didn't recover quick enough to get back, and Kunkel was open, and boom, made him pay.
Now Boyd penetrates, tries to shoot over the extended arm of Seth Adelsberger. He's in the game now. Belmont, the second highest scoring team in the country. They're consistently in the 80s when it comes to points. And we mentioned they dropped 100 on the Redbirds last year in their matchup in Nashville. Offensive foul.
There is an emphasis that I heard being talked about in practice so much the last couple of days. Get the help defender over in position, take the charge.
Belmont with a 15-13 advantage here on Illinois State. Early going, 11:52 to go here until halftime. Take a look at the Illinois State huddle, and they have to be happy with what Dedrick Boyd did on the defensive end, taking that charge. You mentioned that was really a point of emphasis in practice this week.
Well, they said if they didn't, the coaching staff of Illinois State was saying if we don't get good defensive help rotation, and you see Boyd right here coming from the middle, comes over, makes sure he's out of the charge arc, sets up, takes the charge. Those are, you can't be a half a step late or that's a foul on him. He was there plenty of time, man committed in the air, and he took the charge. Listening to coaches and then putting it to use in the games, that's important, but yet sometimes people don't understand that's a hard thing to do. You turn the lights on, you put 6,000-8,000 people in a gym, and it's sometimes they go brain dead. That time Dedrick Boyd didn't, and he took the charge.
And now a 3 from the corner. It's Antonio Reeves. He's a freshman from Chicago. His first shot as a Redbird is a made 3-pointer.
I think the Illinois State fans have got 2 freshman guards that the fans are going to enjoy watching mature and use their talents for the next 4 years here at ISU. Antonio Reeves and DJ Horn, I think, are two of the finest guards I've seen in years come in as a combo package.
Nice move, and again, it's flipped in. It's Muzinski, he's just having a field day down low.
Well, once again, he's getting the ball too low. You can't let him get that back. You got to somehow muscle him out of there without him getting it on that low of a position.
It's his third made field goal here in the first 9 minutes of this game. Boyd penetrates, flipped it up, can't get it to go. In and out of the hands of Idowu. He got it back and scored.
Good job of staying with a loose ball. Very good job by Ray Idowu.
Redbirds are 7 of 15 from the floor, Bob. A lot better offensively. The flow wasn't there in their exhibition game. There was nerves, and they even said that the first 8-9 minutes of that exhibition game, the Redbirds did not play very well. So much more energy here tonight.
Well, and that's understandable. Even though the fans don't like to see it, witness it, or be a part of it, when you've got 5 guys, it's been a year at least since they've been on the floor, as the transfers were. You've got guys that are playing new roles. Then you get a lot of nerves that come out.
Hopkins was left alone there for just a split second. He got it and just fired it in.
Now, on that same vein, from what I've been told by the coaching staff at Illinois State, the scrimmage at Iowa, when it was a close scrimmage there, things went a lot smoother, a lot better. Nerves weren't as big a factor, if at all. And I think you're seeing that tonight.
4 on the shot clock. 2 to shoot. Boyd, contested 3, no good. Offensive rebound. Now Torres has another look. Redbirds have done a nice job on the offensive glass here.
They have early in this game, no question about it.
Here's Murphy, floater. Couldn't get it to go. How about that? That's the little guy, Dedrick Boyd, out-rebounding Nick Muzinski there.
Jai had a chance right there to influence that shot. His presence made a difference in that miss or make.
Hillsman had it stripped.
Good defense right there.
That was Scanlon, got his hand in there. Excellent D. Floater is in, and Nick Hopkins has hit his first 3 shots from the field.
He's a relentless worker, the coaches from Belmont have shared with us. Nick Hopkins, they said he's a gym rat, old school gym rat.
Redbirds turn it over. We've got some fresh bodies coming in. Fisher is back in, so is Zach Copeland for Illinois State.
Tyler Scanlon standing right here in front of us, taking the ball out of bounds. The grad transfer from Boston College, scored over 1,000 points in his 3 years there. The first and only grad transfer in the history of Belmont basketball.
Jai with another block. He can be a difference maker in the paint defensively. Tried to hit the little baseline jumper a little short at the front of the rim and rolled off.
Might have been a little quick on that shot. Might have pulled the trigger a little early. One pass, and your big man throws up a 10, 12-footer. Coaches might want another pass or 2 in there first. There's the penetration and kick.
And that's Kunkel. He hit the first shot of the game and knocked down that 3.
What penetration does is make your help side defense collapse into the middle of the lane, and that leaves shooters wide open. And when shooters are wide open, they're going to knock down shots.
He's got 6 points on 2 3-point makes here tonight. Under 8 minutes to go here in this first half. 6-point lead, the largest of the game for Belmont. That might be a little bit outside of Jai's range.
Again, wide open. Got to contest, though.
It's a down-low rebound from Grayson Murphy, and now Dan Muller wants timeout. Not happy at all after that sequence. 26-18, Belmont on a run and an 8-point lead for the Bruins here at Illinois State. This This is last year's matchup between the two teams. Played 1 year ago this week in Nashville. A 100-89 win for the Bruins. The Illinois State team looks completely different. You're seeing highlights of guys like Yarborough, Keyshawn Evans. Guys aren't even on the roster anymore. Illinois State looks a lot different than they did 1 year ago. Phil Fain. Again, it was 100-89. And right now, Illinois State is trailing Belmont 26-18. Belmont has a different look as well. You talk about all conference players from last year. Dylan Windler's in the NBA. He was drafted in the first round by Cleveland. Kevin McLean is playing in Germany, so a couple of all-conference players are off that Belmont roster, and yet the Bruins are picked to win the league again. They just keep it going.
Well, Coach Bird had built such a dynasty down there. They dominated the Ohio Valley for decades, literally. You know, they've just continuously put out a good product in their basketball program, and they do it right. They've had more academic All-Americans than anyone in the nation has had while doing all this success on the court. 17 academic All-Americans, and the next closest is Butler with 10.
Fisher works his way down low, couldn't get the short shot to go. Adowu keeps it alive. Tipped it out to Copeland, who shoots it down.
Great point there. Without Big Ray keeping that alive, that second chance opportunity doesn't happen right there.
First points of the night for Zach Copeland, who averaged 9.3 per game last year.
2-3 matchup zone for the Redbirds right here, coming out of that timeout. First time you've seen that this evening.
Kunkel's got the hot hand. He knocks down another three. That's his third three-point make of the night. Again, he was a 28% three-point man a year ago. He was credited with really giving the Bruins a big lift in their NCAA win over Temple. And right now he's giving them a big lift here on the road in the season opener at Illinois State. Little screen roll. Adowu gets the feed from Torres, but didn't knock down the shot.
Belmont's a tough team to zone defensively because they have such good shooters. They can find the gap, they move the ball, they space themselves out so well.
Redbird's trying to make it difficult with some quick hands. 10 on the shot clock. Kunkel's going to try a deep three. Now Boyd's going to try to answer with a three. New three-point line this year in NCAA basketball. Dan Muller, the Illinois State coach, said it took really all summer long for his team to get used to where that three-point line is. He's a lot more comfortable with it now, but just about every team in the country is probably saying the same thing.
Yeah, I believe you're right. There's an adjustment period. Anytime you move something of that nature around, it's going to take time.
Fade away from Muzinski. Hit the front of the rim, then went off the top of the backboard and back down. Had a little bit of everything that time, but didn't go home. He's now 3 out of 8 from the field. Fisher, double team, puts it on the floor, penetrates, and he's going to get to the free throw line.
That's right there is what Keith Fisher brings to the game. When he gets an ISO like that, and he gets his man on the backside of him, he can take him one-on-one, and you look at 1, 2, dribbles, and boom, he can get a shot off. He's strong. He goes right up through the defender, drawing the contact. And he's, obviously his hope is he can get an and one, but at least he's going to the foul line and get 2 throws out of it.
One thing you can't underestimate is a bunch of these guys with the Redbirds, this is their first game in nearly a year and a half when you think about all the guys that sat out. Fisher's one of them. Sat out all of last year to transfer. Hilsman sat out all of last year with a transfer. I mean, these guys are really playing in their first games since, the spring of 2018?
18,
yeah.
Yeah. And you can practice all you want and play pickup all you want, but until you get in the gym in a game situation and there's 3 refs and 10 players on the floor and you got a crowd and lights are on, it's different. Once that all happens, it becomes a different game and you react differently. So it's going to take some time to adjust for those new Redbirds, no question.
Murphy penetrates and kicks out, and the big man, Tyler Scanlon, misses the three. Redbirds clear it and come back.
Scanlon having trouble getting on track here tonight. The Birds have defended him well, and he just hasn't been able to get a lot of good looks.
We've seen Elijah Donnelly in the game for the first time. He's a Bloomington, Illinois native, played his high school basketball about 10 minutes from here at Bloomington High. Redbirds trying to keep it alive. That was Boyd up high. He tipped it, but he couldn't bring it back down.
He's frustrated with himself. He got his hand on it, on the tip. He should have just grabbed it with two hands and brought it down, kicked it out, and reset everything. But again, he's one of those that has set out. He's wanting things to happen right away. You got to learn to dial it back and let the game come to you.
Different level of athleticism with the Redbirds this year as well.
Good penetration, kick in the middle. Scanlon didn't want the ball inside. That was certain. Oh,
just
good position there by Jai.
Well, you mentioned Tyler Scanlon, the transfer from Boston, is really having a hard time really getting going here. And the Redbirds have done a nice job identifying him and kind of keeping him out of his game. He was the first player in at least 40 years at Boston to have 400 points, 150 boards, and 100 assists in his career. And again, now he's a grad transfer playing for the Bruins. Fisher works baseline, and he's called for the offensive foul, and guess who picked it up? Scanlon. And now we got a technical foul.
Yep.
It's going to be whistled against Fisher, trying to slam the ball down in frustration.
Yep. In his frustration of what just happened, we'll see it here in a replay. And I believe that's a correct call. He slams the ball down like that instead of holding on to it, and the out official called the technical.
And he just picked up 2 fouls in that
Yep.
sequence, so
He
he's
certainly
got
did.
3 for the game now.
It's crucial. I think officials ought to give the player a chance to relax.
29-20, Belmont leads Illinois State. 3:55 to go here, opening half. Here's a look at that last sequence now. Fisher's going to be called for a charge there, as Scanlon was the one defending him, and then that slam right there is the technical foul. So
That's
in
a huge call.
a matter of about a second and a half, one of Illinois State's top leaders picked up back-to-back fouls. He now has 3 here in the first half.
Well, in essence, the last 4 minutes of the first half, you're not going to see him back in this game, and he's got to play very cautiously the entire second half. I just think that was a little quick for the official. I understand what he did. He needs to learn to control. He needs to learn to control. But it wasn't thrown, the ball was not thrown at anyone. There was no malicious. He was just frustrated. And you can't dictate emotion. And that's not the official's job in that situation. He wasn't trying to create conflict with another player. So I think it was a little quick on the official's part, but lesson learned. Hopefully, learn them now, so in conference play and later on, it doesn't happen again.
Hey, we've got a great sight at midcourt, number 32. Taylor Runiga, the sophomore from Mapleton, is making his first appearance in better than a year. Missed all of last year with a foot injury that actually gypped him of an opportunity to play with his team in Italy this year when they had a summer trip to Italy, and he's on the floor, and he's getting announced right now in a nice round of applause.
I saw him out here shooting long before anybody else was in the gym. They were testing his foot out. He was knocking down threes like they were layups. If he could stay healthy and give the Birds a boost in a spot roll till he gets completely healthy, he's huge to add to that lineup.
Meanwhile, Scanlon missed the runner, and Jai clears. Both technical shots were made, so it's an 11-point Belmont lead, their largest of the game. A little give and go, and now it's going to be running up from the corner, but his 3 is off. It hit the side of the backboard, so he's still trying to get that shooter's touch back. Scanlon gives it up now.
Birds are doing a great job of rotating defensively. They're really aware of the spacing made by Belmont, covering up shooters.
Came away with a steal there. It was Copeland who came away with it. Now it's Elijah Donnelly who's running the offense right now from the point guard's position.
Now the Birds have got to settle down on this end and get some good looks. They can't let the 11-point lead turn into a 20-point lead. They need to get it under 10 and go in at halftime with a little momentum.
2 on the shot clock. Copeland, floater in the lane, front of the rim, no good, and it's cleared by big man Seth Adelsberger. Now quickly back down the floor. Belmont's not going to walk this ball up the floor, but it's Illinois State that clears it.
This is going all the way, you can bet.
Copeland is fouled very hard. Knocked over our camera on the baseline. Hope everybody's okay. That was a run in there. It was Kunkel who came back defensively to make the foul.
Go back to this. What set this up, and we'll see on the replay, hopefully it goes back far enough. Well, not quite far enough. That was a great drop-off pass, no question. Working together and things like that. But it starts with a defensive rebound with a great outlet pass. If you don't have guards that are in a position to receive an outlet pass, you can't get them out there to get a transitional situation going. That is what took place. Great outlet pass back then by Hillsman.
We'll see Torres come back in the game. Ado will come back in the game for Illinois State. We'll see Caleb Hollander re-enter the game now for Belmont.
See Jai leaving the game here to catch his breath a little bit. What a great boost he has been defensively. He's altered shots, gotten rebounds. That's his role. He came in and played his role. That's what the coaches are looking for.
Mitch Listow, a redshirt freshman from Milwaukee for Belmont in the game as well.
A little full court pressure, a little 2-2-1 action. Eating some clock up, not really looking for steal. Staying in the zone, out of that press. It has slowed down the Belmont offense, no question. Going to the zone has baffled them.
Near steal by the Redbirds, but instead Belmont maintains possession. They get a fresh shot clock now. Hopkins. Boy, he just kind of fired that up quickly. That's his MO. Now it's Torres.
Good
Dropped it down to Idowu, who changed hands and scored. Ray Idowu looks a lot better offensively this year. We got a ball coming right at us and a catch by Bob Morris. Good hands. Coach, well done.
Not many things I can do well at this age, but protect my face is one of them.
There's Idowu again, changing hands. And he's just really, he looks a lot more comfortable on the offensive end. We knew he could play defense.
He is. He's a body that when he gets position and gets the ball in his hands, like you just said, Kurt, he's really good. And he just needs to let the game come to him. And he's starting to get that. You're seeing it in flashes out there.
He scored his first career points last year in the game at Belmont. And he had 4 points in the game. He's already got 6 here tonight.
Also, I want to go back to, it always takes somebody to help set up a post player to get the ball in a position to score. That time, Ricky Torres, dribble penetration in the middle, drew the defender that was on Big Ray, drew him over just enough to be able to drop the pass down to Ray so he could get the angle and go score. A lot more passing with purpose, a lot more team shared play than the Redbirds of a year ago. This team has shown things that wasn't present offensively in particular on the court last year.
And Dan Muller said that a couple of weeks ago, that last year's team was kind of an isolation team, and he thought this team would share the basketball better, and I think we've seen that here in the first half of this ball game. And it's going to be an offensive foul on the rebound.
Good job right there of blocking out and going strong for the boards. We'll see right here another shot, outside shot by Belmont. Great position by Hillsman.
We approach the 1 minute mark left in this opening half. It's an 8-point lead for Belmont. The Bruins' largest lead of the game was 11 just a couple of moments ago. Redbirds have cut into that. Torres missed the 3. Hollander's shot is no good. Long rebound cleared by Copeland.
Redbirds are doing a great job of not getting second chance opportunities to Belmont.
Redbirds turned it over.
Cross court pass. Taylor takes a drop step to throw it back out and
stepped on the sideline.
Steps on the sideline. You know, and that's a confusing thing. A lot of people, well, the pass let him out of bounds, for crying out loud. Yeah, he didn't make a drop step. That pass just let him out of bounds.
Now he comes back and makes a play on defense and comes away with a steal.
Good job. Good job by the Redbirds of turning the page and not pouting.
Torres tried to get it to Udowu, but it's a kick ball.
Real quickly, with the extension of the three-point line, a lot of times people don't think of this. On that sideline area, that really shortens up the space that the players have. And you can easily take a drop step and be out of bounds.
Coaches were saying that when the new rule went into place and they put that line down, they were stepping out of bounds this summer trying to practice three-point shots. It's about a 7-second differential between game clock and the shot clock here. Torres penetrates. He was looking to flip it to Udowu, in and out of his hands.
Yes, he was. He was trying to make a pass and just couldn't get it. Lost the ball.
Final 10 seconds. Scanlon.
Oh, there's a charge.
And an offensive foul.
Great job, Taylor Bruniga.
Bruniga again, who's made consecutive plays on the defensive end for Illinois State.
Good job by Taylor. He took a shot the first time he touched the ball and it didn't go well, but he hasn't let that bother him on the defensive end. He's gotten a deflection and a steal, and this time he takes a charge.
Played in 29 games as a freshman, sat out last year, all year struggled with a foot injury. And, you know, he's a different, he's 6'8", 220 long, and Dan Muller loves that length.
Well, and he's not just long, he's athletic and can shoot.
Final seconds, final possession. Three ball is missed by Hillsman, and that's the end of our first half. 31-23, Illinois State trails Belmont. First half in the books. Our Country Financial halftime report is next. Belmont has an 8-point lead here at Redbird Arena. (31-23), Belmont leads Illinois State. At halftime, let's take a look at our Country Financial halftime highlights. Show you why Belmont's got that 8-point advantage here at the break.
Well, Mr. Kunkel had a lot to do with it early. He was knocking down three. All three of his buckets have come from three-point. And he's got good spacing. He's moved well to get there. You see right there, great pass, good finish by Big Ray for the Birds. Once again, cleaning up around the bucket. Doing what he does best with that big body.
Nick Hopkins off the bench, one of the reasons why. At 23, halftime advantage. We're back to wrap up our Country Financial at the half and have second half action when we come back. Belmont 31, Illinois State 23. It's the Valley on ESPN. Tonight's game here at Redbird Arena brought to you in part by Country Financial. Protecting what's important to you and preparing for your financial future doesn't have to be complicated. Take it one simple step at a time at TakeSimpleSteps.com. Our Country Financial halftime statistics we share with you with a 31-23 Belmont lead over Illinois State. Kunkel, the leading scorer for the Bruins with 9 points, and Torres leading Illinois State with 6. But you take a look at the numbers, Bob, and they're pretty even, to be honest with you. It's hard to believe that there's an 8-point game right now.
It really is. It's amazing that it's that much of a spread. And if you'd have told the Illinois State staff that Mazinski would only have 6 points, which he got very, very early in the half, and that Grayson Murphy would have 0 assists, the Illinois State staff would probably think they're going to be ahead at halftime. But that's not the case. The Birds have to be pleased with the way they're playing, though. Yeah, they could get better offensive sequences, but that's going to take some smooth. There's going to be rough edges early in the season. But their defense, I think, right now has kept the Redbirds alive in this game. They're not giving up second-chance points. They're not giving backdoor cut lay-ins. I've really been impressed with the way the Redbirds have been focused and locked in on what the scouting report was.
Each team starts the second half with its original starting five, with the exception of Taylor Bruniga starting for Illinois State in place of Keith Fisher, who has 3 fouls. And Udowu continues to make a nice splash offensively here in game 1 of the season.
It gives him 8 points, and right there, that was just a, they're not going to run a double at him, it appeared. So he just said, thank you, I'll take 2 little dribbles, catch my balance, and go over you with a little baby hook.
Now he's Illinois State's scoring leader. And good shot off the window there from Muzinski.
We've talked about that. When he gets it that low, it's lights out.
Two-man game there. Odubel gets it back. Had a shot blocked from behind, though. Getting a hand on it was Muzinski. He trails the play now. He's going to try a 3 and miss it. Long rebound to the corners, tracked down by Ricky Torres. Quickly back up now in the front court, the Redbirds.
The other thing the Redbirds have done is taken away the transition opportunities for Belmont. They've got 0 fast break points.
Daru backs in and kicks out. Got a hand on it, so it goes to Torres with 14 on the clock. Hillsman banked home a 3. J.C. Hillsman, the bank is open.
I guess the bank is open, and he'll gladly take it.
His first points as an Illinois State Redbird. A 3 ball off the window. He'll remember that. Driving and flipping it in on the other end now is Grayson Murphy.
Murphy got the bucket, but Muzinski screened his man off and created the driving lane for him.
Just pushed that one down.
If he gets on track, it'll help the Redbird. Copeland offensively is better than what he showed in the first half, and I think he'll bring that back out in the second half.
Redbird's going to make his substitution here. Abdu Jai is going to come back in to replace Idowu.
Abdu Jai enters the Redbird lineup.
He gave the Redbirds some nice minutes in the opening half. It's a 5-point game. Belmont's largest lead of the night was 11, but they went the final 3.5 minutes of the half without a bucket. Illinois State's defense got the Redbirds right back in it right before halftime. Down low, it's Muzinski. He gets it down there. It's going to be hard to stop.
Well, it's pretty obvious that the halftime speech by Coach Anderson was to get the ball as low as possible in the Big Moose's hand.
Hillsman, after banking into 3, gets a clean look at that one and splashes that one in. So back-to-back 3-point makes for the transfer from San Jose State.
I think he just wanted us to know that first one wasn't luck. I could make this.
Once again, they're going to feed the beast right down low, and Muzinski has 6 second-half points. Give him 12 for the game. Hillsman going to try and create. Good extra pass to an open man and a knockdown jumper from Copeland, and it was Bruniga who spotted it.
Great ball movement. You watch here. There's a penetration, a kick out, another pass to, instead of a good shot, a great shot, knock it down, get in the hands of shooters and let good things happen.
The Redbirds have made their last 3 shots and pulled within 6. It's 30, or within 3. It's 39-36. Belmont, 17:06 to play at Redbird Arena. Take a look at what happened on night number 1 around the Missouri Valley Conference. 6 games played by Valley teams last night. The league went 3-3 with Loyola beating Cal Davis, Valparaiso beating Toledo, and Southern Illinois beating Illinois Wesleyan. Bradley lost at St. Joe's. Missouri State, the league favorite, lost at home to Little Rock. Little Rock is going to be here in Normal to play the Redbirds on Sunday, and Northern Iowa, projected to be a Valley contender, beaten by Old Dominion 58-53. So the preseason predictions, Missouri State, Bradley, and Northern Iowa, the top 3 teams in the league, all started the year with a loss.
That's why they call them preseason.
It might be that kind of a year in the league, but certainly...
Preseason predictions are worthless.
Well,
I'm sorry.
That's right.
But they are. It's something for people to talk about.
Well, the Redbirds, once down 11, have trimmed it into a 1-possession game.
Once again, they've shown some pressure. Good block out there by Taylor Bruniga.
Copeland's pull-up is in. He's feeling it now.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. That's, I believe, 7 points this half for him.
Redbirds have clawed back to within 1. And a whistle's going to go against Copeland. Wow. He and Adam Kunkel got tangled up there.
Wrong place, wrong time, because I'm not certain that his contact created that But he was the closest person, and they had to call it on somebody, I guess.
Copeland and Bruninger leave, and now we're seeing Keith Fisher for the first time in the second half. He picked up his third foul. How about that quick entry pass, and Murphy scores on the entry pass. But we're seeing Fisher for the first game since he picked up his fourth foul with about 4 minutes to go in the first half. DJ Horn, freshman in the game for the Redbirds. He wears number 0.
Good ball movement.
Fisher, floater, can't get it. In and out of his hands on the rebound. Now
goodness.
quickly back down the floor in transition, and a block, but it's going to be a foul against Boyd. He and Hopkins with a foot race, and Hopkins going to get to the free throw line.
Boy, that's an intelligent move by Belmont right there. When the Redbirds penetrated and got the shot off, nobody for the Redbirds rotated back, and that can't happen. That's DJ Horn. That's a freshman mistake. He's got to rotate back. At that point in time, Fisher takes the ball in from the top of the key. He's got to rotate back. You can't give up an easy bucket like that. And in this case, it wasn't a bucket, it was a foul.
Well, the Bruins do not have a fast break basket tonight, and we're 4 minutes into the second half. No fast break points.
That is all I heard for 2 days at Redbird basketball practice was transition, transition, transition. Get back on D, get back on D. Find shooters, find shooters. And it obviously, again, this team is showing me something here with their ability to translate scouting reports into action during a game.
Hillsman is bumped.
Take.
That's going to be a foul against Belmont's Ben Shepard. He's a freshman from Atlanta. And we've got a timeout on the floor. 15:51 to go here at Redbird Arena. Season opener. Belmont 42, Illinois State 38. Redbird Arena was a busy place this summer, not with games, but with work crews renovating this place. The day after the graduation ceremony here in Normal, crews began taking out the old bleachers and putting in new seats. And the renovation project literally went up until students returned to class this year. And it's an amazing facelift to this building. It looks like a new place.
Well, it really is. The lower bowl is just that. It's gorgeous. The new seats, everything makes it more of an intimate setting, I think, which makes it louder. Adds great atmosphere, I think. It brings a whole new dimension. The arena got a facelift. The ball team got a facelift. And I'm liking the looks of both.
Hillsman tried to create a shot. Tipped in. It's Jai who did it right off the lip of the rim. He knocked it in.
Great out of the timeout play set up by the Redbird staff.
Scanlon worked the baseline underneath and flipped it in. His first points of the night on an acrobatic reverse lay-in.
Boy, that was acrobatic. You are so true. Thought the defense had him shut off, and he found a way to get through it.
This is DJ Horn. His three is in. The freshman from Raleigh, North Carolina. First player in the class of 2019 to sign with Dan Muller last year. Now quickly back down the floor. It's going to be a block shot, but a foul. Edelsberger's going to get to the free throw line.
Belmont got the ball into the middle of that zone press and attacked it. They didn't just keep passing down the sideline. They got that ball and boom. They were attacking the rim, challenging the Redbird defense.
Both offenses are now kind of setting their wills. The final 3 or 4 minutes of the first half, it was the defenses. But right now, Illinois State has scored on 7 of its last 9 field goals. And Belmont has scored on 5 of its last 6 and getting points now at the free throw line.
The pace is picking up, which is kind of what you and I were anticipating from the get-go. And it's now starting to get there. I think both teams have kind of got their feet wet. They're kind of, okay, we got their feet underneath them, and they're, okay, let's go back to playing our style now. This could be some exciting times here in the last 15 minutes.
Bruins are shooting it at 46% for the game, and this is a team, Belmont, which led the nation in 2-point field goal percentage in 6 of the last 8 years. So Casey Alexander's teams know how to be efficient with the basketball, don't they?
They're amazing. Yeah, that's remarkable. Last year also, Belmont led the nation in team assists, which means they know how to share the ball and get it in the hands of the shooters. Here you see again, turnover.
And a block shot. It was Jai who hustled back, and the Redbirds are going to get the ball back. He took it right away from Tyler Scanlon.
Here we see it. Bad turnover by the freshman, but Jai doesn't just hang his head and stay back. He hustles back. He gets back on defense and makes a great block, and it goes off of Belmont out of bounds.
Redbirds have had a lot of nice hustle plays here tonight.
Yeah, Jai has done a lot of good things. You're right. He's brought some energy.
Redbirds can shoot for the tie or for the lead in this possession. Copeland had his shot partially blocked. Can he get it back? It's tipped out. Scanlon comes down with it. But Hopkins is a real quick player. He gets down the floor in a hurry. Kunkel going to get to the free throw line.
Kunkel has saved Belmont on several offensive possessions in this game. We'll see it right here. He's got that lane, takes off, and he challenges by he got space between him and Jai. Created space. And when he did, then when Jai had tried to come over to block it, he had to foul him in order to do so.
Kunkel playing a lot more aggressively than a guy that averaged just 2.3 points a game a year ago. In fact, he now has a career high. Previous career high was 8. He's got 9 points here tonight with still better than 14 minutes to play.
Do a flashback to a year ago when these two were playing. Belmont had 60 points in the first half. 14 minutes ago in this game, they've got 45. They shot lights out in that first half last year. I don't know if anyone could have defended them in that regards. The Redbirds have really brought their defensive edge tonight. And this is an excellent Belmont basketball team.
Bruins now with 3 players in double figures, with Kunkel hitting the 10-point mark with that made free throw. This is Murphy on the defensive end coming down with the rebound. They go down low to Muziski, and Redbirds had some nice weak side help defense as Fisher came over to help.
That time, the difference was the help got there before the ball. You can see it here. Here comes the help, and it's there before he establishes possession, and he's able to get a hand on it and knock it out of bounds.
Off the inbounds. It's going to be a 3 and a make.
There's your 6'11" post player.
Muzinski, 36% three-point shooter a year ago. Back up to a 6-point lead. Redbirds do a nice backdoor play to the freshman Antonio Reeves.
Great cut by a freshman, great pass by the newcomer Torres.
Reeves played his high school basketball at Simeon, one of the great high school basketball programs in Illinois, a 3-star recruit.
Or anywhere.
Corner 3, it's Kunkel again. What a night he's having.
That name just keeps reappearing. He smiles as he goes back. Yeah, I'm here, fellas.
Well, the scouting report in future games might include Kunkel on it for sure. Ball tipped, and the Redbirds keep it alive and get a bucket by Zach Copeland.
Guess who kept it alive? Long arms, Mr. Jai. Did it again.
Murphy had a shot blocked. That's going to be a goaltender.
No,
like.
foul.
Foul, but one of the officials is pointing at as if it were a goaltender. Yep, that's what they're going to say. They're going to count the basket. It's going to be a 3-point opportunity.
Wow, Coach Muller is not buying that one bit. Nor are the fans in this arena. The official's explanation on watching him as he's talking to Coach Muller is the ball was coming down, which by the rule book, you can't touch it if it's on its way down. Coach Muller just didn't believe it had reached its peak yet. So it turns out to be, with the made free throw, a 3-point play.
Murphy's had a quiet night with assists. He was the, we said, number 14 in the country in assists, but he's doing it with a lot of other ways. He's scoring. He's playing some excellent defense as well, even though he only has 1 assist so far tonight. Hillsman with a 3.
He's
His
found
third
life.
3-point make of the half.
He's found life in this half. He's comfortable out there. You know, we talk about all the new players, new faces. Once they're comfortable, they can play to their abilities.
He played 90 games at San Jose State. How about that pass from Kunkel down to the big man, Muzinski?
They're running the baseline offensive player to the ball side wing and clearing out the backside and then just throwing over top to Muzinski.
Hillsman with his third 3-point make of the night. Belmont, though, leads Illinois State 57-50. It's the Valley on ESPN. 57-50. Belmont leads Illinois State. You take a look at the upcoming schedule for the Bruins of Belmont. They have a home date with Samford. They go to Boston College, and won't that be interesting for Tyler Scanlon? Played at Boston University, but back in Boston, and then at High Point, that home game with High Point. Not seen on this is the game that follows for Belmont when they play Lipscomb.
Oh, boy.
And that is the head coach's former team. Casey Alexander spent 6 years as the head coach at Lipscomb, and those two schools in Nashville are going to play one another.
Yeah.
And won't that be an interesting ball game?
As you said, like, they're both in Nashville.
Yeah. And then Illinois State has a Sunday date with Little Rock, the team that beat the Missouri Valley Conference preseason favorite Missouri State last night. Central Florida is here, and that's going to be a ball game for sure. And then Redbirds head to the Paradise Jam at a place that will be warmer than Central Illinois.
Well, both teams were shooting in the low 30s on the percentage side in the first half, and now they're starting to light it up. And Belmont shooting 76% in the second half, and ISU in the second half is shooting almost 65%.
Copeland's 3 is no good. Kunkel goes back to get it. He's played an outstanding game for Belmont.
Well, he's been basically the difference maker at this point. If he hadn't scored, he set up people that are scoring. When Redbirds, as they are again right here, go zone, I like what Belmont does. They put Murphy at the free throw line in the middle rather than have him handle the ball.
Muzinski had his shot contested that time, in close, couldn't finish. Now Copeland back, fouled. He's going to get to the free throw line. Kunkel bodied up on him.
You know, there's an old saying in basketball that if you're going to play against a team that loves transition, you beat them by in transition yourself. So if they like to get down the floor, sometimes those teams don't like to get back on defense, as you just saw right there. Zach Copeland just flat out beat them down the floor and drew the foul.
That's just the 13th foul against Belmont. We're going to see Nick Hopkins re-enter the game and take Adam Kunkel out.
One of the keys that the coaches had shared with me about Belmont was that they had to play defense without fouling and not slow the game down and put Illinois State at the free throw line. Well, as you just said, that's only their third team foul. They've done a good job of that.
Good second half now for Copeland, who's Illinois State's leading scorer with 13 points after the made foul shot. Down the lane, the floater is in by the guy that just checked in, Hopkins.
Now they're sprinting back on defense a little bit after that last possession where Copeland beat him down.
Pass Hillsman initially had to go track down. Torres with a 3.
Boy, he hasn't shot a lot tonight, but his efficiency has been good.
43% three-point shooter last year at Wichita State. Got a waiver, an NCAA waiver, to be able to transfer here from one D1 school to another D1 school and play immediately. He did not have to sit out.
If Wichita State had contested that, he wouldn't have been eligible. He had to sit out. But they signed the waiver.
Yeah, Grayson Murphy comes through again for Belmont.
Good pass into the post.
Dogo off the glass and fouled, and on the rebound he fouled Muzinski.
Easy call over the back right there. Big Ray got a little excited after he missed the shot.
Belmont now shooting at 51% from the floor, Bob. 6 out of their last 7 makes, so they're getting into an offensive groove.
And that's what ISU, you've seen them go zone a few times and then back to man-to-man. They're trying to keep Belmont off balance. They don't want them to reach a comfort zone in that shooting. And right now, Belmont's getting comfortable against this zone. They're shooting well.
Free ball from the corner's missed, but it's going to be an offensive rebound. That's Murphy. The guy that we thought would be piling up assists is doing a little bit of everything else, really, for Belmont. Not getting the assists, but getting rebounds and scoring. Come up with a couple of steals tonight as well.
He's got 7 rebounds. That's not typically what your point guard brings to the game for you.
1 assist on the night for a guy that averages 6.5 a game, or did a year ago. Down low, hangs, fires, had a shot blocked. Another blocked shot for Jai. Abdu Jai has really played well defensively.
Good
DJ
kick
Horn,
out.
open look for 3.
Great pass right there by Zach Copeland, finding a wide open DJ Horn who knew what to do with it.
His second three-pointer of the night.
That's the maturity part about Copeland that I talked about in the pregame, that a year ago he'd have forced that shot.
Hopkins to Musinski. He just kind of didn't know what to do with it. Tried to hit a little jump hook there, a one-hander. Horn looks more poised than a freshman should look in his opening night, right? Copeland fade away. That's it.
That's a big bucket. That's putting some game pressure back on Belmont. Now Redbirds can get a stop. Could get interesting.
Redbirds have clawed back within 2 as we approach the 8-minute mark.
Just as you and I were talking about Belmont getting comfortable in their offense, the defense of the Redbirds step it up and get some stops.
Hopkins to miss. Bruniga had it out of his hands. Fights for the loose ball. And Bruniga kept it alive, and Jai came away with the loose ball. The Redbirds, again, can shoot for the tie or the lead.
Bruniga didn't whine that somebody slapped him on the arm or anything of that nature. Not that they did, but he didn't whine about it, and he got the ball back.
Horn has tied the ball game.
Hello, Mr. Freshman. He's making this exciting.
Timeout Belmont. The Redbird Arena. Fans on their feet. 7:36 to play here at Redbird Arena. DJ Horn has tied the game. It's even at 61. Valley on ESPN. Couple of big buckets from freshman DJ Horn. Got a nice feed from Zach Copeland there. And here's the game-tying shot. A contested pull-up jumper from the foul line. DJ Horn, a freshman.
Talented freshman right there. I think, as I stated earlier, I think he's going to bring a lot of excitement to Redbird Arena over the next 3.5, 4 years. He's a fun one to watch. Antonio Reeves, I think, is right there with him. But tonight, in this second half, I think the leadership on court by Zach Copeland has been the resurgence of the Redbirds getting back into this game. They, down 8 at halftime, withstood a little run here by Belmont in the second half. I think Copeland's distributing the ball, playing on-ball defense, things of that. I think he has really got things going. The other players are looking to him.
Redbirds are on a 7-0 run to pull even with Belmont at 61. Kurt Pegler and Bob Morris with you, along with our Redbird production crew here at Illinois State. Season opener for both teams. Highly entertaining basketball game here at Normal, Illinois.
Not one of the 5 players on the floor for Illinois State was in uniform and eligible to play last year.
And the Redbirds defense causes a Belmont turnover.
Great job right there. Great sequence. Also, of those 5 that are new faces on the floor for the Redbirds, 3 of them are freshmen. Reeves, Jai, and Horn. That's who's making the comeback.
Hillsman goes to Jai. Fadeaway jumper is short.
Good decisions being made there, just didn't get the benefit of a bucket. Well, Hilsman gets after you on defense. And that's a rock-solid body.
Kunkel missed the shot, but it's going to be an offensive rebound from Tyler Scanlon. Kept alive. Now it's Muzinski. Had a shot blocked, but a foul. Again, it's the long arms of Abdu Jai, but it's going to be a foul against the big man. 6'9", 190 pounds. He's got that wingspan, but got a little bit too much body here.
Well, they say arm to the head. Banked him on the head. Murphy gets the ball in the middle of the lane. He's just so good at seeing things.
Redbird's picked up Abdu Jai. He's from Senegal. He came to the United States in the summer of 2016 from Senegal's Seed Academy, which helps identify young basketball players. And so he's not related to the David Njai, who had the same last name, just different pronunciations, but no relation there. Back tapped out off the missed foul shot.
Boy, that hurts right there when you can back tap out to somebody that's 6'11". You know who's going to end up with it in their hands. Oh, good defense again by the Redbird.
Redbird's got to steal. Scanlon, by the way, Tyler Scanlon was the guy with the back tap, and he's been active here in the second half for Belmont. Gonna whistle away from play. It's going to go against the Bruins.
Copeland makes a back cut to the bucket and gets held on that one.
Michael Benford will check back in and send Nick Hopkins to the Belmont bench. Here's that play.
Again, the opportunity here, the back tap was good.
Copeland open three. A lot of confidence right now as the ball leaves the fingertips of Zach Copeland.
Great down screen for Copeland to come out that wide open. Great job. Players away from the ball are doing the little things that make the team successful out there.
Redbirds have their first lead since early in this game. We're under 6 minutes to play.
Oh, again, a deflection. That zone is really, really busy. And Belmont is stymied right now. It's really slowed down their aggressiveness on offense.
How about that play off the inbounds? It was Murphy who started it, and he finished it.
Basketball intelligence.
Even at 64. Horn gets a screen from Jai, trying to create. He's going to try a fadeaway, and he's got an opportunity for a three-point play.
City's man up in a one-on-one situation where it works into the flow of the offense. Sometimes teams get criticized for too much one-on-one play, but it's criticism that comes from that type and that style of play being a detraction from the flow of the offense. That wasn't.
Hilsman back for a steal.
Great effort. Redbirds have their fans excited here in the arena right now.
Copeland, hot hand. His three is missed. Cleared by Muzinski. That's just his fourth rebound of the night.
That's a great job by the Redbirds of keeping him 6'11", and he's only got 4 rebounds.
Kunkel fires up a three. Long rebound controlled by the Redbirds.
Oh.
Zach Copeland throws a dart down to Reeves, to Boyd, who lost his footing and got it back. Well, that took some work from Dedrick Boyd not to get called for a travel. Under 4.5 to play. Redbirds lead it by 2 with a basketball. Four on the clock. Copeland, it's out of bounds with 2 seconds remaining on the shot clock. There's another look at that dart of a pass from Copeland. to Dedrick Boyd, who did a little Globetrotters routine there to keep the dribble going.
And that's too bad that he slipped right there, because had he been able to control that and keep his feet, he had a lay-in. That's a great vision right there by Copeland to pick him up in transition and see it.
Antonio Reeves and Ricky Torres have re-entered the game. This is Torres with 2 on the shot clock. Fadeaway jumper. He drew contact.
What a great play right there. What a great play. Not going over well, but with the Belmont folks.
Well, the foul is actually on Grayson Murphy, but they initially said it was on Kunkel, and I'm not sure if they're going to change that or not. Kunkel can't believe he's been called for a foul.
He is really pleading his case hard with the official. Ricky Torres says, you talk all you want, I'm going to make a free throw. I did not see the replay, so I can't offer an opinion on whether it was or wasn't.
Torres splits the free throws, and Illinois State has a 3-point advantage as we approach the 4-minute mark left in this one. What a season opener here at Redbird Arena.
One of the things that I'm probably most impressed about with the Redbirds of Illinois State is their coolness. They're not panicking. They're not doing anything out of character. They're just showing up and playing.
And they're going to have the basketball when we come back. 3:53 to play. Illinois State 67, Belmont 64. Valley on ESPN. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you in part by Advocate Broman Medical Center. Together, let's make healthy happen. Visit advocatehealth.com to connect to your healthy place. Kurt Pegler, Bob Morris, our Redbird production crew with you. 3:53 to play, and Illinois State is clinging to a 67-64 advantage. What a basketball game. Redbirds were down by as many as 11 points in the first half and have rallied back now to take the lead here in the final 4 minutes.
Composure on the court. That is something that has been lacking the last couple of years, but we've seen it tonight over and over and over. An outstanding Belmont squad that would typically put people away and run away with this game when they get an 11-point lead. Can't do it on the Redbirds tonight because the Redbirds haven't panicked. They're not throwing up bad shots. They're limiting Belmont and not giving them second chance scoring opportunities. Coach Jones is running the offense this year, and there's a great improvement. Coach Muller's running the defense, and I'm seeing good things.
Hillsman works baseline, hangs, fires, forced a shot. Dogu gets it back, fires it up, and he's going to get to the free throw line.
Again, right there, look how many passes in that set was made that made the defense have to play defense. And because of it, it put a mismatch down low, and Big Ray was able to take advantage of it. You got Grayson Murphy trying to block out Idawu. That's not going to happen very well. Not for Belmont anyway.
Six 6'9", 240-pound tight end looking player for the Redbirds makes the foul shot. He's got a chance to get into double digits with a free throw make here. He has a new career high, Bob. He had an 8-point game last year, sitting on 9 right now.
This young man is a tireless worker. He's in the gym all the time, doing whatever is asked of him by the coaching staff. He puts in the time. There's no reason for him not to continue with the way he works.
Had his first career start tonight and has played very well in the opener. Murphy's pass was tipped by Hillsman. Ball's going to be out of the timeline and thrown back. The Redbirds fighting for it and are going to come away with another steal.
Good job right there. Once again, active hands, deflections. Little things like that on the defensive end has led to offensive opportunities.
3 minutes to go.
The big fella wants it.
Into Adowu. How about that jump? Hope couldn't get it to go down. Cleared by Grayson Murphy.
Boy, he can get position down there whenever he wants it right now. I'm surprised they haven't gone back to Muzinski down low.
To a cutting Murphy, and he's going to have an opportunity. No, I thought there was a whistle, but it was just a bucket, a lot of contact. In fact, Casey Alexander is screaming for a foul there.
Great backdoor cut right there by Murphy.
Torres tried to get it to Adobu. Open is Taylor. Running up. A three.
Welcome back, big fella. Welcome back.
Muzinski had a shot contested, got it back and put it in around a double team. He's got 20.
He's good, no doubt. He scored in the crowd right there.
Copeland looking for help. Here's Adobu now. Is he going to back in on Muzinski? They go back to Adobu.
Great pass by Torres. Great recognition on offense by the Birds. Good patience.
And Ray Adobu is firing up the crowd. Illinois State with a 73-68 advantage, a minute 29 to go. I'm not even sure the most optimistic Redbird fans saw this coming tonight. What an effort by this team.
Oh, it's been what you just said is key. It's a team effort. The number of touches that they're getting on offense due to ball movement, the offense that Coach Jones has implemented in this short amount of time, this is kind of amazing to me that these players have picked it up. The spacing is phenomenal on the offensive end. The Redbird shots have just been great. They're selfish, just giving the ball up to better shots. I love our shot selection. Defense, deflections you saw in the last possession that Belmont came down. Deflection caused a turnover. They're active. Redbirds are active. A lot of energy in this building tonight.
89 seconds left in this one. Hillsman got his hand on another pass.
And a deflection, it just didn't go the way of the Redbirds that time.
Scanlon penetrates, drew contact. He's going to get to the free throw line. 80% free throw shooter last year when he played at Boston U.
Yep, definitely a foul, as you saw on the replay right there. Smart player. Things aren't going your way, and he has not had the opportunity to get good shots tonight. Then you attack the rim. Good shooters find a way to get points. Let me rephrase that. Good scorers find a way to get points. This is going to be a good finish.
3-point Illinois State lead. Redbirds with the basketball. 70 seconds left. Copeland, fade away. Big buckets.
That's almost impossible to defend when that little fadeaway. You can't block that. You can't get a hand on it. You can't affect it.
Scanlon goes inside. Muzinski trying to back in on Ujobu. Back down to Scanlon, who cut to the bucket and scored. And timeout Belmont.
Good basket cut right there by Ryan Scanlon. Recognized the big fella Moose was in trouble, and he basket cut, got the drop down pass for the lay-in. This is an intelligent Belmont team, and you're seeing the Illinois State Redbirds play with another level of game intelligence that we haven't seen in the past. I'm really excited for what this season could bring. Both of these teams are giving us a good show tonight.
Belmont picked to win the OVC. They have had 10 regular season conference titles in the past 14 years. This is a team and a program that knows how to win. And the Redbirds are with them toe-to-toe tonight, a team picked 7th in the preseason Valley poll.
And I think that pick was based on so many unknowns. I'm not saying the pick was accurate, but I understand it. When you don't know what 5 guys that set out and the Taylor Bruniga that was out with an injury. You don't know what the Birds could bring. Tonight, we're getting a glimpse of it, I think.
Full court pressure now showed by Belmont on the inbounds.
Quietly, a lot of different players for the Redbirds have contributed. Ricky Torres has made some great passes and hit some very timely shots early in the game. Redbirds shortening the game up here, not being in a hurry to run an offense.
Torres,
good
kick out.
find.
Zach Copeland, 3, missed it. Rebound, Hillsman for Illinois State, had it stripped, but a foul.
Again, Zach Copeland knowing where to go, Ricky Torres understanding that he is going to be at that open spot at the top of the key. Shot didn't go in, but his teammates all knew that shot was going up, so they went to the boards. Hillsman, great job, and he's strong. I think they got him listed at like 210, 212, somewhere like that. Looks like it's more like 2 1/4 sitting out there. That's a tight end body.
He played 90 games in his career at San Jose State. This is game number 1 with Illinois State after a year sitting out.
Big free throws. Could go to 2 possessions if he can get at least one of them down. Never a doubt. That was pretty smooth.
Second one.
Boy, those were both confident strokes.
Now Murphy quickly up the floor. Catch and shoot. Hopkins, the miss. Bruniga up to get it. What a game he's played. And the Redbirds are going to win this ball game. It's Jive for the finish.
They're going to win it in style. What a great victory for Coach Muller. His entire staff had this team prepared tonight in something that nobody thought they could do. I've been very impressed with what I've witnessed. That's a good Belmont squad that the Redbirds of Illinois State just beat.
79-72. Illinois State with a victory over Belmont. And you're taking a look at our player of the game, brought to you by Advocate Bromed Medical Center. Zach Copeland, 20 points on 8 of 16 shooting with 6 rebounds, is our Advocate Bromed Medical Center player of the game. Together, let's make healthy happen. Visit advocatehealth.com to connect to your healthy place. Copeland with 20 points. 11 for Adowu and Hillsman, 10 for Horn, the freshman, and Torres, the transfer from Wichita State, offsetting a 20-point night from Musinski and a 17-point night from Murphy, a couple of super sophomores for Belmont. How about some final thoughts on a huge opening night win for the Redbirds, Bod?
Tonight was a complete ball game, and you don't typically get those in your first game of the season. The first half, everybody, both squads, I think, were still feeling each other out. Second half, both teams came out, gave their best effort, and I think you saw the Birds settle in and go, okay, we're feeling pretty good about ourselves, and the results, very, very positive. I think Coach Muller can't be any happier right now. A lot of smiles on that coaching staff tonight.
A 15-point turnaround. The Redbirds were down 8 at the half, and they win tonight by 7, 79-72. And what a way for Illinois State to start this season. So, for my broadcast partner, Bob Morris, and our producer-director, Lucas Raycroft, our wonderful Redbird production crew, I'm Kurt Pegler. So long from Normal, Illinois. Final score, Illinois State 79, Belmont 72. To watch this entire game on replay, as well as our other productions on our family of ESPN networks, log on to ESPN.com or download the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.